Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are looking at the most venomous snakes in the world. You might be surprised at some of the choices on my list, but remember, this is the most venomous, not the deadliest. Some of you might think, where's the king cobra? But in fact, it's not one of the most venomous snakes. It is quite venomous though, so if you live in India, you had better watch out. But it still is the 45th most venomous snake in the world. So without further ado, let's go on to our 10th most venomous snake. So it is the northern Philippine cobra. The average length of the North Philippine cobra is 1 meter, which you might think isn't very long, but trust me, for a venomous snake, it isn't too long, and we're seeing some double or triple the size of this later on, but still, for a venomous snake, it's quite long. Most of the cobras can form a hood, as seen in the picture, and many of the elapids can as well, as we will see later in the tiger snake. Sorry, I think I spelled elapids wrong. It's only supposed to have one A. They are, like all cobras, oviparous with 10 to 20 eggs. These snakes can be found almost anywhere, from plains to forests and jungles and even human settlements, which actually causes a problem because if there's a hugely venomous snake in human settlements, the snake will bite the humans, which can cause many deaths if no anti-venom is found. Oh, there was just a robin next to me for a second. In ninth place then is the Sawscaled Viper. The Sawscaled Viper is thought to be the most dangerous snake to human beings, killing hundreds, even thousands of people each year. All of the species in the genus Echis use the saw-scaled defense method by rubbing their scales together, creating a sawing sound. Saw-scaled vipers are very interesting because, in fact, they are both oviparous and viviparous, differing in different subspecies, which are like different populations. So some subspecies are oviparous, some other subspecies are viviparous. The nominate subspecies, Echis carinatus, lives in India, and there are some other subspecies around from Iraq. Well, it's thought to be in Iraq and in Pakistan, but they don't really live in the Himalayas so much. This snake is probably the most adaptable of all snakes, in fact, living almost anywhere and eating almost anything. It literally said that in my very formal book, so it must actually live almost everywhere. Okay, in 8th place is the tiger snake, as I said we'd see soon. What's happened? Escape. There we go. Sorry. I think the tech went a bit odd. Okay. So, the tiger snake is found all over the south of Australia, including Tasmania. The tiger-like bands, as we can see in the picture, are much clearer in young ones and fainter in older specimens. They are smooth-scaled and have a large bulbous head. As I said earlier, this tiger snake is an elapid, and many elapids can form a hood, as we are seeing here. The viperous tiger snake mothers give birth to 25 neonates usually. Neonates are live snakes babies, sort of like babies are to humans as neonates are to snakes. But records of over 100 neonates are rare, but aren't unknown. These snakes are classed as least concern by IUCN. Okay, so in 7th place is the common sea snake. Sorry about the picture because I had some trouble fitting it in, so it looks a bit odd. But the common sea snake is both nocturnal and diurnal, which means they live in the night and day, and they can breathe to depths of 100 meters and can hold their breath for 5 hours. Its other name, Valadean sea snake, is from the Malayalam and Tamil words Vala Gadian, meaning net biter. The venom of this species is made up of highly potent neurotoxins and myotoxins. Neurotoxins affect the nervous system, and usually they stop the heart beating, causing respiratory paralysis. And myotoxins are sometimes called mycotoxins, but they affect the muscles, causing muscle necrosis, which means, in simple words, the immature death of cells inside the muscle tissues. This is a widespread species and is thought to be responsible for the vast majority of deaths from sea snake bites. The average venom yield per bite is approximately 7.9 to 9 milligrams, while the lethal human dose, which means the amount of venom enough to kill a human, is 1.5 milligrams. You might see in the top corner it has 2 scientific names. There has been many discussion between whether it is a true sea snake or not a true sea snake. True sea snakes are part of the Hydrophis genus, and Enhydrina is a less widespread genus containing non-true sea snakes. Okay, in 6th place is the coastal taipan. The coastal taipan is most is closest related to the inland taipan that we'll see later on in the video. They are the longest venomous snakes in Australia, growing to 2 meters usually, but they are thought to grow to 3.3 meters. That's like two of me holding my arms out in full distance. Coastal taipan eat rodents and bandicoots, and their venom contains neurotoxins, myotoxins, and procoagulants. As I said earlier, neurotoxins and mycotoxins affect the nervous system and muscle, but procoagulants actually clog up the blood in their arteries. These snakes live in savanna woodlands, kunai grasslands, oil palm plantations, sugarcane fields, and urban areas. Death is usually due to respiratory paralysis, which is due to the neurotoxin I talked about earlier. But patients can bleed to death if traditional razor cutting treatment is adopted. Now, in 5th place is the many-banded crate. The many-banded crate venom contains both pre- and postsynaptic neurotoxins. I'm pretty sure that presynaptic neurotoxins affect the downward side of the nervous system, stopping messages getting from the brain, and postsynaptic stops messages going to the brain. This snake lives in northeast India to Laos and southern China. This snake has killed many people, including herpetologist Joe Slewinski, who the Red River crate was named after. This species preys on other snakes, lizards, small mammals, frogs, and fish, usually eels. The yellow-bellied sea snake is in 4th next. The yellow-bellied sea snake is the largest distributed snake in the world, going from the East Pacific to the West Pacific, and some, or actually most of the Indian Ocean, but it's not found in the Atlantic, if my geography is correct. They are pelagic, hence its other name, pelagic sea snake. Pelagic means surface dwelling. Some people say this is the most marine adapted common snake in the world. If I was doing a most common snakes list, this would be first. Hundreds and sometimes even thousands of yellow-bellied sea snakes gather into a raft and give shade. This shade attracts fish, or pelagic fish, which the snakes then eat, which is quite a crafty way of hunting. In 3rd place is the reef shallow sea snake. The reef shallow sea snake, also known as the Du Bois sea snake, is a small species that has tiny fangs of 1.8 millimeters and unusually low venom yield of 0.43 milligrams. But this amount can technically kill its prey, and I'm not doing the most venomous with the amount that they have. Otherwise, the king cobra would actually be first. but I'm doing the potency of venom. These are in the same family as cobras, taipans, and coral snakes, the elapids, which hosts all but one of the snakes on my list. That one is the Sawscaled Viper, which was at 9th. This snake is classed as least concerned by IUCN and is widely distributed around Australia, from the Timor Sea in the west to New Caledonia, the Coral Sea in the east. It inhabits shallow coral platforms in the upper levels of coral bottoms. Diving to depths of 165 to 260 feet. Now we can move on to the second place, which is the eastern brown snake. The eastern brown snake is an oviparous, average-billed long snake that's main prey is small mammals. In their venom, they have both pre- and post-synaptic neurotoxins, mycotoxins, and procoagulants. Brown snakes are found all over Australia, but the king brown snake is not a brown snake. In fact, it is a black snake, which is still part of the elapids, but it's a different genus. Like the true brown snakes are Pseudonaja. The king brown snake is Pseudechis. Originally, it was thought that eastern brown snakes were introduced to Papua New Guinea, but these populations are naturally occurring. Now, the most venomous snake in the world is the inland taipan or fierce snake. The inland taipan is a species of very highly venomous snake in the family Elapidae. In fact, they are the most venomous snake in the world. Although they are the most venomous snake, there have been no human fatalities, which mean deaths, unlike many less venomous snakes, like the adder, Vipera berus, which 12 human fatalities have been recorded. Theoretically, it can kill 289 humans with its venom, or 1,085,000 mice. That would probably be enough mice, or all the mice in your town. In the wild, inland taipans eat small mammals, usually rodents, like the mice. In a single attack, the inland taipan may bite multiple times. As many as 8 have been recorded in a single attack, unlike many other venomous snakes that strike once, then leave the prey to die. So, that to end my video. Thank you for watching and please like and subscribe. Bye!